under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks.
All right, I will call this regular Board of County Commissioners meeting on Wednesday, November 12th, 2025 to order, and Chair would move to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And Chair would move to approve the consent agenda, items A through M.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we will move right on into public comment. Nothing this morning? Morning, Max. All right. Yeah, we might have a little bit of a break. Just on general discussion, I just was going to note, I've been lax on noticing the work anniversaries. So at our next meeting, I'll have a list of those to share. Typically been recognizing folks that have been here for 10 years or more. Missed that for a few months. Can you hear me now? I can speak up as well. So I guess we'll have a recess then, because we don't have any additional staff items outside of our public hearing at 8:45 for planning and zoning. We'll recess until 8:45. call us back to order for our public hearing at 8:45 on November 12th, 2025. Let the record show that today's posted public hearing regarding the following S 2504 JJ Scott minor subdivision final and E 2504 investments exemption. Letters were sent to adjacent landowners. Information was posted on the county website. Legal ads were run 14 days prior to the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Once the public hearing's been declared open, I'll ask Candace Miller, Planning and Zoning Coordinator, to present to the BOCC the request as submitted. Once the presentation is complete, the commissioners may ask questions or make comments. I will then ask the audience if there's anyone who wants to testify either for or against. Any citizen of Moffett County may testify once the public hearing has been declared and all information has been presented. For those who want to testify, you'll be asked to approach the commissioners, state your name for the record, and you'll be given 3 minutes to present your testimony either for or against. Erin Miller will be the timekeeper today, and she will notify the BOCC and the speaker that 20 seconds remain before your time is up. No decisions will be made during the public hearing. This is an opportunity for any of you to provide testimony in favor of or in opposition of the proposed request. The commissioners have the option of asking questions or answering questions related to the topic during the hearing process. Once the testimony has been heard and public hearing will be declared closed, and I will go back to regular session and refer back to my fellow commissioner for a discussion and decision on said proposal. With that, I will declare this open and call up Candace Miller. Morning.
Good morning.
Candace.
So first before you is the Prestangen or the JJ Minor subdivision. This was pulled from the last BOCC hearing because we had one key element that we had not received back from the subdivider. Which was during the original survey work of the property, they determined that there was a structure that was built over a property line. And so they acquired a small portion, I think it was just over 1 acre from adjacent south property to clean up those property lines. A copy of the deed of that transaction has been acquired and is in the file. So the planning board at their last review for final for the subdivision had no concerns. We made sure that the easement through the property to another adjacent property was shown on that plat. And then we also made sure that all of the easements, the appropriate easements were there for utility easements because this is in the urban development zone. And so both the front or the smaller parcels to the north have a 30-foot easement. And then there's a larger easement to the larger 17-acre parcel at the back. And so then obviously we got the quitclaim deed for the acquisition of that 1 acre to complete that parcel. So it was the board's recommendation, with those changes made, that the final plat for subdivision be approved.
So, Candace, and maybe I just don't understand here. So it's 32.35 acres.
Mhm.
that we're going to divide up into 4 parcels.
Yes.
Okay. The first parcel, 5.079, second lot, 5.01, third lot, 5.010. Fourth lot's going to be 19 acres. But really, if you do the math on that out of 32, the fourth lot should be 17.251 acres. If you take 32.35 and you minus 5.079 minus 5.01 minus 5.010, you don't come up with 19. You come up with 17.51. I don't know.
I'm curious if that total acreage was including the area in which he acquired from. So he ended up purchasing just over an acre. So it would be the difference between your 19 and your 17 is what he acquired from this gentleman to the south of him. So this plat actually reflects that small section that he purchased,
Okay.
which is this one right here. Let's see if it actually says in here the total acreage.
This corner, though, is what he was talking about.
Yeah, so this little section right here of the one to the south, this little here, I'll kind of show you real fast. They built a structure right here
Mhm.
on the, or right here on the property, so they bought like 1.1 something odd acres. So
Whatever
that's the
makes it from
difference between the
17 to
19.
19. Okay. All right. Thank you.
And that was one piece that we were waiting on because they discovered it during survey, and then we had two landowners working together, one landowner who lives out of town, and so he was being patient, the Prestangans were being patient with the other landowner, and because we didn't have that, legal ownership of that small section, that's why we pulled it from the last one, but now we have that quitclaim deed, which has been recorded. And so now that is a legally a part of their parcel, which is why it's 19.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yep.
Thank you.
And at this point, they have no, and I did just want to add, so it's on record. There is an existing residence on lot 1. The intent is not to develop any of this at any point here in the near future. They have a son that they may be giving one of the smaller 5-acre lots to, but really did not have any intention. So, there was a question with the city on access to city water and sewer. Water does come directly in front of their parcel, but at this point, it could go either way. They could get a well with an augmentation plan if they decided to develop one or more of those parcels, or they could seek services from the city at their cost, obviously.
So the 1.366 acres is what they acquired, according to the bottom of this, right? Email
Okay,
survey.
yep.
Okay. I mean, so if you add the 1.366, you still only get 18.617 acres. So I've been just, well, the thing is, numbers don't lie. And so I'm
Right.
somewhat, and I just don't want it to come back later to say, you guys approved it at 19.435 acres when it was actually 18 acres. So we're like, whatever that is.
Yeah, I'm
minus
curious.
What was the total acreage?
Can
on
you
the
tell me, yeah,
quitclaim?
what's the difference
What's the total
between?
acreage on the quitclaim?
0.018.
And so hold on, sorry, where are you?
Was it actually 1 acre on the quitclaim? Or is it more, is it 1 point something?
1.36 according to this.
Let's see, I actually don't see.
Purchase of a small 1.36.
Yeah,
portion of the parcel.
1.366. Yep. I was seeing if he had some different number written down when he did that original. And of course I can't see that one.
And I mean, who did the, sir, I mean,
The survey?
Mike
Freyer did. Yeah.
I trust his numbers, but I just,
Yeah, and I'm curious if so the 32.35 plus the 1.366. Of course, I don't have a calculator in front of me, so
I
I
have
don't.
35.9 total acres.
off of what?
The lot 4 was 19.435 acres. Then 5.01, 5.01, 5.079, and 1.366.
But you need a minus them, not plus them.
No, I needed to add all of them to see what the total acreage is that you're starting with.
No, because they're dividing the 32 into 5. So if you add that, that'd be making it bigger.
So it'd be 30.
It's 32.35. Then he took that 32.35 and took 5 acres off of that 32. So you got to minus it, not plus it.
Well, but then if you go and add each one of those lots together, you should come up with the,
Yes,
yeah.
but not on, not on top of the 32.
No, it'd be 33.716 if you add the 1.366.
And then you minus 5.79 minus 5.01 minus 5.010 minus 19.435. you're minus, you're in the whole 0.818 acres.
0.818, okay.
But, I mean, I don't know that I would stop the vote from this, but I
Yeah.
definitely think that they need
So-
clarification in their file
Absolutely.
for this, just so that we don't come back in.
Yeah. And I'm curious if it is on that section, because
Yeah.
obviously the parcel data as far as the existing total parcel was
Yep.
pulled directly from the GIS.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so there has to be something with likely that small section that was acquired.
I agree.
So I can reach out to Mike Freyer and have him figure out. I'm also too wondering if it's I don't think it would be the easement.
18.7
For what?
for what the remainder would be. I just want to make sure I have,
I have
it wouldn't be the 19,435.
18.617, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I think I wouldn't vote no on it today, but I would definitely put
Yeah.
in there that Mike Ferrer needs to put a clarification in there. 'Cause his
Absolutely.
numbers have to be right? He's going off of
Yes.
surveys.
Yes, absolutely. And so what I'll do is, depending on which way you guys vote, what I'll do is I will reach out to Mike first thing this morning and make sure any corrections that need to be made to the plat prior to filing get done. And I will also bring that over and show you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yep.
Something minute, but he goes to sell that property and then.
Right.
They're in a mess,
Right. Okay.
Anything else on that property before we ask for public comment?
Nope.
Okay.
Unless you have any other questions for me. No.
All right, at this time, I will ask if there's anybody who wants to testify for or against S 2504 JJ Scott minor subdivision. I will ask one more time, just in case. Hearing none, I will declare this hearing closed and refer back to my fellow commissioner.
All right, Chair, I would move that I make a motion that we approve S-25-04 JJ Scott minor subdivision final with the clarification from Mr. Frere.
Okay, second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then just send us an update when you've got that
Absolutely.
squared up. All right, and then we will go into the public hearing for E 2504 with the same instructions that I read at the beginning, comma, investments exemption. Candace?
Okay, so this is an exemption of 18 acres, comma, investments, just prior to submitting this application, did a split of a parcel that had a natural split of county road. And Aaron, do you have the map on that one? And so that area you see that says not a part of the plat was split off its own unique. So now they have this lower parcel. So parcel which created a 67.148 acre parcel. They're exempting off 18 acres of that parcel. There is an existing residence on that parcel. There is no well on that parcel. They have senior water rights, just right there. They're right on the river. So this is just north of the Yampa River. And so that leaves them with a 49.148 and an 18 acre parcel as lot A, and then, parcel B as a 49.148. Parcel A and B both will have access from an easement an existing access off of County Road 17. And the surveyor extended that easement along the north and west side of parcel B for any future, growth or development on parcel B. We did not, I had one individual, one adjacent reach out because he received the letter and he called to say that he had no concerns and that he supported that development or that exemption of that parcel. And that is it. The board reviewed. They did not have any concerns. Everything was covered on the plat. And so the board's recommendation was for approval of the application.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
I don't think so.
Mine's correct on the copy as well.
Also, there was no other, no exemptions on that.
It's 148. I think there's a typo on this page.
Oh, on my,
Yeah, but it's correct on the plat and on everything you're gonna do. It's 49.148 on, just on your cover sheet. I just, two numbers got switched. It's,
oh,
yeah,
yes.
49,418, but
Yep.
on the plat's right. That's all.
Right.
Any further questions?
Nope.
Okay, I will now open it for the public. If anybody would like to testify for or against E 2504, the comma investments exemption, now is your chance. All right, hearing none, I will declare this hearing closed and refer back to my fellow commissioner.
Chair, I will make a motion to approve E-25-04, comma, gamma, investment exemption.
Okay, second. Any further discussion?
Hearing none. Oh, hearing. No.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries.
Thank
And
you.
that is our final item of business today. So we will adjourn at 9:02.
We'll get both of